If you want to hear about a really creepy horror stroke thriller, keep watching. Hi everyone, I'm here today to talk about The Resident by David Jackson. This was very kindly sent to me by Viper Books. I didn't know it was coming, so I was thrilled to discover this. Now I'm going to preface this review with just a little sort of backstory. I have read hundreds of books over time, and a few years back, quite a lot of years back actually, if I'm being honest, quite a lot of years back, I read a book by Richard Lehman that covered the mind of a serial killer, and it's one of the creepiest things I have ever read, and it has been absolutely years. It's got to have been at least 10 years since I read this book. So as I say, I've read hundreds of books in this time. But I still remember Simon. I still remember the fella's name from the book Simon, and it was creepy. It was so creepy and horrific, and it just got under my skin. And since that time of reading that book, I've never come across a book that gave me sort of a comparable reaction to a serial killer and their mind. However, this book does it. This book follows Brody. Brody's a serial killer, and we are treated to what is inside his mind, and what is inside his mind is absolutely sick. And it gave me that similar feeling, that under the skin, feeling creeped out, feeling a bit horrified by what I'm reading, and yet being unable to stop reading it. That is what The Resident did for me. This is about Brody. Brody is on the run. He has committed atrocities. He enjoys torturing and murdering people, and he really enjoys this. So he has been almost caught and had to do a runner, and upon his escape he discovers an abandoned house. So he obviously takes shelter into it, makes it continue to look abandoned, and goes inside. Inside, Brody discovers that he's probably not going to be able to stay there too long. There's no electricity, there's no running water within the property, and there's just nothing for him in there. So he's going to have to lay low for a bit and then find somewhere better to hole up. However, upon exploring the house, he is drawn into the attic to see if there could possibly be anything in there that he can use, and when he goes in there, he discovers to his intense joy that the attic is not sealed up, and he can access 3 other houses through his attic space because each one is not fully sealed, which to a serial killer is absolute delight. So he ends up with an array of potential victims that he's watching through the holes in the floor, and it's just the creep vibe of this is just, it's strong. It's strong. I don't think I'm going to forget Brody for a long time. And one of the things that really got to me with this was, not only did it give me those sort of vibes from the Richard Lehman book that I read a long time ago. A couple of years back, I discovered that my attic is not fully sealed because a workman who is supposed to be working on next door's attic crawled into my attic space, and I heard him coughing in the ceiling. Now let me tell you, when I thought that I was about to be murdered, I'm not even joking, I really thought that was it. The end had come, the end was nigh, I was pretty much done for. I heard coughing in the attic. And as I said when I hold this book, me and my neighbour have made this really kind agreement between each other that we won't murder each other in the night, and we won't break into each other's houses. It's sort of a friendly agreement. I'm hoping that they keep to their end of the bargain because I've got no murdering intentions, so let's just keep fingers crossed everything's alright. But reading that made me feel very creeped out about this because, I mean, it's accessible, isn't it? I mean, it's creepy. And you know, the more I think about it, I think I might actually pay for someone to hole up that pot in the attic because after reading this is genuinely creepy. This really did get under my skin. And it's an absolute page turner if you're the type of person who likes to get to the point where you're so scared at night you don't think you're going to sleep, and every single noise is probably a serial killer living in your attic. That's what The Resident did for me. So let me know if you've read this, let me know if you're going to, and let me know if you've read anything by David Jackson, because when I looked at reviews of this after I'd reviewed it myself, I saw that there were a lot of people claiming to be David Jackson's #1 fan, and people really fangirling David Jackson. And so now I think I'm going to have to pick up more books by this author because people seem to be absolutely loving his work. So let me know if you've read anything by David Jackson and you have any sort of recommendations for me. And I'll speak to you soon. Bye for now.